I sometimes have some pretty crazy ideas. I've ridden across the US, done La Jog, and just love spending time on my bike. I was at a bit of a pivot point professionally and decided, you know what, I wanted to use this time to do some epic things. And this was top of the list. Like, love watching the tour every year through the mountains, through the sunflower fields. It's just all gorgeous. And so I was like, you know what, maybe I can do that. And so did a bit of Googling, found only Grand Tours Project who did this for people to show up and ride. And yeah, that was about 9 months ago that I think the idea really came to be, and I've spent that time training for it since then. And one of the reasons that I'm doing this is I'm involved with a charity called Cycle Kids. We put cycling and nutrition programs in elementary schools across the states, and so one reason I'm doing this is the personal challenge. The other is to raise money for this organization, because there's just so much that we get from being on the bike. So talking with the poor guy that's been riding a lot of the mountain stages with me, Tomek, having such conversation on what the bike brings you, the ability to persevere, the grit, the confidence to do things you never thought you could. I love that, and I want to make sure that as many kids have those opportunities. So that's why I'm doing this as well, to raise money for Cycle Kids.
Cool. And so what was the most challenging stage up to now?
There were a few of them. The first day was brutal. I actually, back half of the first day, beginning of the second day, I was like, I have made a horrible mistake. I need to call up the company and do the experience tour, because there is no way I can finish this thing. But Pete and Jack, the guides with us, were fantastic, and kept pedaling forward, finished the stage. Now we just finished 16, have stayed on the path of the full ride every kilometer, and it's been fabulous. Probably the other biggest challenging one was the Tourmalet day, over 4,000 meters of climbing, which, coming from the coast of New Hampshire, pretty flat, that's a lot. Everything was fog, both up and down, added some rain, added some cows, added zero visibility. It was insane, but it was probably one of the most awesome days I've ever had on the bike.
Okay, so that's both the most fun and the most challenging.
Yeah. Some of the descents have been pretty wild too. I've gotten some good coaching from Tomek, the interviewer right here, which has helped a lot too.
That's great. So one other question about how does it feel being a woman and doing that? How's it that special?
We have seen actually a lot of other women on the road. There's a group of French women that do it every year, so I think there's 9 of them doing the whole thing, and then lots of others jumping in. I know there's a few women a week ahead of us with La Loupe, so I would hope that any woman that doesn't think there's a place for them, there really is. And like, the reception you get going up the big climbs from the crowds, like, bon courage, everyone's so excited to see women doing this too. So I hope any woman who's pretty serious about their cycling and wants to do this absolutely should. I need to convince a bunch of my girlfriends to take 3.5 weeks off and come ride through France with me in another year. So that's one of the things I'll try to do when I get home.